Hello, once again. Today we're looking at Standard 9, Operations and Management. All right, let's look at guided question number 1. How does an effective leader strategically manage staff resources, assigning and scheduling teachers and staff to roles and responsibilities that optimize their professional capacity to address each student's learning needs? One of the factors that I feel really plays into this is having a solid schedule throughout your year, your event schedule. Make sure that you are not taking too much time away from instructional time and that you are not having events and um, gatherings and other types of assemblies in a time that would be disruptive to exams or during a time of year when we are closing out 9 weeks and we have a lot of summatives taking place, and also putting teachers in a an area where they are, or in classes where they are set up for success, looking at the master teaching schedule, also trying to create some sort of PLC type opportunities. Common planning would be a big issue, or could be a big issue. Teacher recommendations, make sure students are entering into classes where they are set up to be successful. So we are not burdening teachers with students who are in over their head for AP or IB classes. Also looking for areas of leadership, um, department head opportunities, grade level leader opportunities is also a big part of having a successful areas or opportunities for learning and leadership. And also course scheduling, having a course catalog and communicating with parents and stakeholders so they know exactly what we have and what we do, and then trying to, of course, replicate that in our school itself. So what we tell the parents and the students and the stakeholders, what we tell them that we are, we then have the responsibility to actually be what we say we are. How does an effective leader seek, acquire, and manage physical, and other resources to support curriculum, instruction, and assessment, student learning community, professional capacity and community, and family and community engagement? So we did all kinds of work in Module 34 in this area, and it was very challenging for me. I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, our school is pretty closed with its information. We are a for-profit school, so finding and being privy to information was super hard to come by. So most of what I did was on conversation and inference and trying to glean off of our leadership and other members of our community. So we looked at, in Module 34, we looked at facility management. We also looked at best practices for assessment and testing. We looked at how to build a, uh, a superior or a high level testing environment, keeping our testing environment secure. And then we also did a wonderful group project where we compared testing practices among 3 different schools, and I really got a lot out of that. So I'm very, very thankful to my cohort for that. We created a shareable document with teachers on keys for testing success. And then, we also, when we talk about how are we supporting our curriculum, our instruction, our assessment, that's a real coaching opportunity for department heads. Um, and then we also really try to bring our learning community together with events like Book Week and other academic celebrations. How does an effective leader employ technology to improve the quality and efficiency of operations and management? We do a pretty good job with that here. One of the things that we do that I like is we have a device renewal cycle, which is not uncommon with most schools. We also monitor very closely the appropriate use of technology, not only among our students, but also our staff. Um, in Module 35, we looked at a technology plan. And again, given the limited information that I had at our school, I was able to gather, just kind of going around and doing an informal inventory of the number of devices we have and the upkeep, and talking to our IT staff about how they best support us. And that was very informative. So, Module 35, creating a technology plan, and then our technology inventory was also very, very, very helpful in this area. How does an effective leader plan and manage the school's budget to ensure optimum and equitable use of fiscal resources? This is a pretty steep learning curve for me in Module 35. I've never been privy to this information. For 20 years, I was basically teacher, coach, coach, teacher, and department head. And now coming into this area of understanding was certainly enlightening. Spent a lot of time talking to our head of school and other members of our leadership about how they allocate resources. We did a really wonderful project, and these are all linked in allocating resources, accountability spending, goal setting, and prioritizing school budget. How do we look at our facilities and our needs and figure out what is the number one need and what is the less than number one need? One of the things that we're looking at in our school is we have a space that we could be definitely using a lot more, but it does not have appropriate heating and air conditioning. So it's either an oven in the summer or literally a freezer in the winter. So that is our top priority as far as our school budget goes for the summer this year, because we are seeing a growing population at our school, and we do need to really optimize that space as best as possible. Human resource allocation plan for Module 35 was also a really interesting look at how we use our people effectively, and how do we set people up for success, and also talking about how do we um, prioritize our spending among our departments, and what are our uh, fail safes for ordering. One of the things we have at our school is that an order above a certain level of expenditure has to be approved by multiple people, which is a nice thing to see. And then also in Module 35, we built a timeline for our budgeting process. When do we start talking about what we need, and when do we start actually formally asking for what we need? When does that window close? When do we spend? When do we allocate the funds? And when do we hope to see a return on our investment?